safe. It's not safe, but I never want to put this on the story. Mhm.
You know what most ads ask you
Come
to
on.
do? Buy something. Stop.
Um, Honestly, I don't even know. I traded this one in, and I just went by the monthly payment. I think I'm only like $20 a month, but I think the phone's like 1100.
The type of jobs that I do is barber, educated.
All right, y'all. So today we're gonna be doing like a clean burst fade slash mohawk with a slight trim on the hair and beard. So let's get into it. What'd you say? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Let me know if you can hear me. You guys should be able to. So we're gonna begin with our trim first. So you always want to dampen the hair. Let's see what y'all say. Gonna be the highest burst fade score right now. Damn, my foot got stuck. Going to focus this up for you guys. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and divide the hair into 3 sections. We're gonna do one in the middle, one on the left, and then one on the right. So we'll go from the crown forward. Go ahead and put your hair back just a little bit. Now we'll go from this side as well. Boom. Now this middle guideline is gonna act as our reference point for trimming the rest. So we're gonna grab this hair in the middle. We're gonna be taking off about a half an inch, right? Half an inch? Quarter. Quarter, okay. Keep it a little longer. So we'll go about a 1/4 inch. And we'll follow that straight back. Boom, keeping it real clean. All right, now once we get to the back, we're gonna go ahead and comb that all over towards that right section. I'm gonna go ahead and turn them this way for you guys. Boom. So now once we went ahead and completed that middle section, we're gonna do horizontal sections moving forward. And where each section we take is gonna be about the width of the comb. All right. So we're gonna go from the middle straight across. And then on the inside of my finger is where we cut. And now we're just gonna even everything out to that. Boom. Go ahead and go back. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. What type of shears do I use? Honestly, bro, I've had these shears since barber school, so I would not even know. Now we're gonna grab another section and we're just gonna work our way forward. Boom. Go ahead and put it back a little bit. And we're just following that system, following that process. Boom. I'll go ahead and put your hair back a little bit. And we're almost to the front. Now we'll take one more section, grabbing the fringe, and we're just pulling straight up and cutting everything to that middle guideline length. As you can see, super simple, super easy. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing on this side as well. So we're going to find that middle section and comb that over towards his left. Just like that. But it's getting on my nerves. I don't know why this keeps getting stuck. This guy right here behind me, that's A2 Icy. Go ahead and follow him. Chief, audio is great. Let's go. Okay. So now the same thing that we did on the right side, we're going to go ahead and do on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you guys a little bit. How's the quality? I bought a new device to go ahead and stream in 4K. So let me know what the quality is looking like. So again, grabbing those horizontal sections, and then we're going to move forward. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys can see here. This is the length that we cut to, and we're just going to bring that straight across. Boom, comb that out the way. Now, you might see me go on my tippy toes. All right, your boy is real short, so might have to get a stool, Aiden. Section by section, we're just going to make everything the same exact length. Boom, come check back for me. Now we'll grab that other section. Here, I'll turn on more at an angle so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Boom. He said lower chair. I ain't gonna lie, the chair as low as it could go. All right, so we are almost to the front, as you guys can see. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this section and pull it straight up. Turn it this way so you guys can see it. And as I get towards the ridge of the head, I'm still keeping that squared shape. So I'm not cutting at an angle. We're going straight across. This is so we could preserve the weight at the top of that blend. What'd you say? You see me? So now what I'm going to do just to make sure everything's even is I'm going to comb everything forward and just cross track going straight back. And if it's even, we don't cut. Boom. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the back portion. guys another look. We got Juan making a cameo again. Shout out Juanito. Juan is not in the gang, y'all.
I am not affiliated. I'm only affiliated with Jesus.
Hey, amen. All right, so just like we did in the back, we're on the top where we created the profile section going straight down the middle. We're gonna create a profile section going straight down the back. All right. So we're gonna go from the crown straight down. And use the other side of the comb, and then we're just gonna separate. I'm gonna come down on the other side. Do the same exact thing. Separate. All right, this is gonna be our middle guideline, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this middle section. And again, we're taking off about a 1/4 inch here. So we're gonna pull straight off of the head. Go ahead and turn them this way for y'all. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this middle section. And we're gonna pull it straight off of the head. We're gonna follow this all the way down to the nape, but I want to keep the hair the same distance off of the head. I'm not trying to, gradually make it shorter. So we're just pulling straight off of the head. And you'll see as I get lower into the nape, because we do line this up, naturally this is shorter. So there's not gonna be much hair to grab, and that'll finish off that middle section. So what we are going to do now, focus that up, is I'm gonna grab a portion of that middle section, and we're gonna work our way towards his left side. So again, I'm gonna grab that. And if you want to use clips to hold the hair out the way, you can do that as well. But we're gonna grab that section again. And then when you bend the hair like this, you should be able to see the previous section that you cut. And that will match everything to that length. It doesn't have to be super complicated, guys. Simple system, simple process. We're working our way. Now, as I get in this area, it's going to be already short because we give him like a pretty high burst fade. So automatically it cuts into that length. So there's not much to work with there. Now we're going to go to the other side. Do that same thing. So grab a portion of that middle section. Trying to stand in an angle you guys can see. We're just going to pull the hair straight off of the head. And we're going to work our way down. Just like that. Now to go ahead and cross-check it, what you can do is take diagonal sections like this and cross-check to make sure everything's even. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right now. See what you guys are saying. Will live be saved? Most likely. Most likely. Go ahead and share this live with someone that you think it would be very valuable to if you can. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create some diagonal sections. So we'll start from the top. Go ahead and put your head up for me. So we're going to create a diagonal section just like that. Turn them this way. Boom. For the most part, this is pretty even, but we're just gonna go through and make sure that we have nice, clean work. Boom. Now we'll grab this top section, go and try back a little bit more. All right. All right, so as you can see, that pretty much got us through our trim. And now we're gonna get into the fun part, which is the actual fade itself. Turn the camera this way just a little bit. So what I like to do when I'm working with link before we get into the actual blend is I want to go ahead and section off the top from the sides so we're not interfering with that. This is just personal preference. So I went ahead and I found this crown. And then from the crown, I'll separate the top from the sides along the parietal ridge. Go ahead and saturate the hair again. And now we're going to go from the crown to the parietal ridge, following the natural hair split, okay? I don't want to create a split where it doesn't want. So wherever it naturally wants to split, we're just going to, clean it up just a little bit. Boom. And the hair kind of just falls right where it wants to split. And then we'll just separate the top from the side. Super simple, super easy. And what this does is help prevent overwhelm, right? And it feels like you're not dealing with as much hair. So I find it to be super helpful. Boom. Now we'll do the same thing on this side as well. Let's go ahead and resaturate it. So we're going to go from the crown to the corner or the recession and just follow the natural split. You guys can see how easy that was. Now, another thing I like to do, especially when they're going to have a V in the back, is before I get into the actual blend, I like to outline the V in the back, because what this is going to do for me is make sure that I don't take the blend too far in or keep it too far out, right? So it'll be a good balance. It'll give me a reference point on where exactly that blend needs to fall in the back. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and turn them this way. Let me drop this camera a little for you guys. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are getting some value out of this so far. Now, at the very bottom of this V, what I like to do is slightly clip over comb so it lays down, all right? Our goal with this haircut is to not have a mullet. It is to have a clean neckline, clean blend with some length, okay? So it's okay if right at the nape it's a little shorter. And now we're just going to outline the V first. Boom. So we're going to start in the middle. And the biggest thing is making sure that the end of the V, when it goes to the ear, it leaves off at the same exact point and then comes to a nice point right at the back of the neck. Boom. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? We can always go back and detail this after we do the blend. But giving us that rough draft of exactly where it's going to sit I find to be very helpful when we do that blend there on the side. As you can see, we got one side nice and done. Now we're just gonna make sure the other side matches. Boom. Super simple, super easy. Now we're gonna go through and comb it all back down just to make sure that we have no overhang. And so far it's looking pretty good. Okay, we have our nice outline there on the back. And now we can begin our blend. So let's get into it. Let me go ahead and adjust this camera for you guys one more time. This haircut would take me about, 45 minutes to 50 minutes if it was just, just the haircut itself and no recording. Boom. You guys got a nice angle. Now what we're going to do is instead of coming in with our trimmer to create that initial bald line, I like to use our clipper with the lever all the way closed just like this. All right. And I give myself 2 reference points. We have the end of the eyebrow and then right where the V kind of ends off. And I'll create a nice round guideline from there. All right. So we're going to create our bald line right at the end of the eyebrow. And we're going to go right where the V kind of ends off. And now I know I need to connect those 2 points to get that nice round shape. Just like that. And the reason we come in closed first as opposed to the trimmer is it's going to make it a lot easier to blend that bald line out, which is I know is a big struggle for a lot of barbers. Just like that. Now we're going to grab our trimmer and we're going to shave down the bottom. And just making our job easier, making that line a little softer. Boom. Now we're going to use our shaver. Just going to get it nice and close to the skin. Boom. Now next, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way up within this blend. So you'll notice I'm going to make my guidelines going up, and then we'll blend on our way going down. So I'm going to come in with my clipper, lever all the way open, and I'm going to make our guidelines about the width of my finger, or I would say about a 1/4 inch, okay? So we're going to go right above that bald line with the lever all the way open, still maintaining that round shape. And don't be scared. I know a lot of barbers, when they get back here, they get scared to move into that length. But don't be scared. That's how you get a nice blend. If you don't make the guideline wide enough, it's going to look really compressed and not have a nice, gradual blend. So unless the client wants that, make sure your guidelines are a little wider. Next, we're going to grab our one guard with the lever all the way open. So I'm making my guidelines open every single time. Yeah, I think I found the perfect place for the tripod, man. I don't even have to move it for any part of the haircut, for real. Boom. And you can already see how the shape of this blend is going to come together. It's going to complement the rest of the length up top as well. All right, so the next step is we're gonna grab our two guard, and as you can see, we're just working our way up little by little. Let me check out what y'all are saying in here. All right, so two guard open, right above that one open, and as I get, higher and higher with this guard, you'll notice I'm really exaggerating the flick out motion because I'm not trying to create a super harsh line here. So I'm coming off the shape of the head because we're gonna come in with clipper over comb and thinning shears anyway, right? So you don't have to be perfect here. You just want to make that line soft enough. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm even gonna move up to my three guard with the lever open. Now I don't usually do this. I just, start to blend down from here and then do clipper over comb. But I know a lot of people struggle with clipper over comb and thinning shears, so I'm gonna show you how to do it with our guard system. Okay, so we're gonna go three open. And the goal here is to leave enough weight along the parietal ridge that when this hair is not clipped up and it falls on top of this fade, it gives the illusion of it being super blended. And another thing you'll notice me doing is continually combing the hair down, because every time you come up with the clipper, you're displacing, the hair. So if you want to make sure that this is really blended, even once they go home, wash it and style it, be sure to comb the hair back down to ensure you have a nice clean blend. Now from that three guard, we're going to begin blending down. All right. So there's a faint line above that one open right along this area. You guys may or may not be able to see that. So we're going to grab our 1.5 with our lever all the way open, and we're going to start erasing that, okay? And the reason we always want to start off open when erasing a line is because if you come in closed and take off too much, there's nothing you can really do, right? You got to erase the entire blend. But if you go in open first and you realize it's not taking off the hair you wanted, you can always close it up. And pretty much open got rid of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to our half guard. Let me find that. Let me adjust this mic for you guys. Am I still sounding good to y'all? Still sounding good to y'all? All right. So now for this line right here, we're going to grab our half guard, lever open, okay? Now we're going to come in, and don't be scared to blend into what we already did above, okay? Utilizing the corner of the blade will help, give you a safety net so you're not, creating any new lines. But we're coming in open using the corner, and then we'll close that as needed. And you'll notice back here, it's a lot darker because, the occipital bone creates a lot of little indentations that you need to pay a little more attention to. So, we'll detail more in the back than we have to in the front. Now we'll close it halfway. And you'll see I'm closing it all the way, and little by little, the blend is starting to take place, okay? Look at that. What's up, bro? Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's live right now, so you're good, bro. You're good. How you been, bro? I've been good, man. Yeah. This is Donato the barber right here. Shout out him for pulling up. Yeah, bro, pull up. You good? So we're just doing clipper closed with our half guard. Was it busy up there today?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I see you've been killing it, bro. All right, so now for that last line, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in closed. Now the reason we're gonna start closed with this line is we created this line open already, right? So we don't need to come in open and then close it little by little. We're just gonna come in closed, and as we move up into the middle of the fade, we'll open this lever up notch by notch. Uh, yeah, it depends. I would ask them for real. Yeah, because most of them I think is wrapping up for real, for real. You've been cutting your own hair in a minute. You've been doing tapers on the side though, no? Yeah, yeah. So you can see I'm just utilizing the corner of this blade to break up any dark spots that you might see. Boom. Now that gets us through our initial system, right? So what we would do is we would do the rest and then come back and detail any dark spots. So let me just go ahead and clean this up real quick with our clipper, no guard. Now we're gonna use our half guard, lever open. I'm touching up this dark spot right here. And we're just putting the pieces together little by little. As you can see, that blend is looking a whole lot better. Now, one thing I like to do is a lot of times before I move on with blending this way is I like to line up the C cup area first, just to make sure that we keep this area nice and dark. So, go ahead and turn them this way for you guys. Go ahead and zoom in. Oh, you're good, bro. Yeah, you're good. The background's blurry. So yeah, the background's blurry. All right, so for the C cup, we're gonna start at the top. Like I said, we do reference points, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then connect it in the middle. Now we're gonna go to the bottom. And this allows us to get that nice round shape without, digging into it and taking off an excess amount of hair. Boom. Before we blend out that weight as well, we're just gonna blend into the length on his beard. And all blending into a beard is basically just a reverse taper, right? So following our taper system that we would going up, we're just gonna do it going down. So I'm gonna come in close just to lighten up that initial bald line. Now we're gonna go lever open, and we're gonna go about a finger's width. Now we're gonna close it halfway, and you'll see how easy it is to blend into a beard. It's a lot easier than hair. Now we're gonna move on to our one guard, lever open. Now we'll lighten it up with it closed. Now we're gonna do no guard to clean this part of the blend up just a little bit. Boom. And I'm going to go back to that one guard just to clean this area up. Now that's good enough for now because at the end we're going to lower down his beard length anyway. So let's go ahead and blend into the bulk at the top of this blend. You're supposed to be here. All right, so we know we left off up here with our 3 guard, right? So to blend into that, we're gonna do some clipper over comb. So we're gonna come in with that comb and flare out slightly. This is gonna help preserve the weight while getting rid of that middle line. So come in, scoop out, and then we have our lever open on the clipper. You can see it already starting to lighten up. So I always like to do clipper over comb first and then do thinning shears after. Boom. So come in, scoop out. Very simple, very easy. Boom. And now, same idea with the thinning shears. We're going to come in with our comb. We're going to use a regular comb now. And we're going to come in and flare out, just like we did with the clipper over comb. This is going to soften it up, make it look super gradual, not so choppy. Boom. Very, very nice. Now you guys can see why we began by framing out the neck first. It just lets me know exactly where to leave off. Because I could have did this blend first and then went and lined it up. And then, I could have left too much hair here and then I had to go back and blend. So for me, it just saves time. Just like that. So, you what? Oh, the Better Barber Blueprint? Hey, you got me in real life, bro. You can pull up whenever. So now after we went ahead and completed this side, we're going to go to the other side and do the same exact thing. Give you guys another angle. So go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Boom. How you guys feeling about it so far? Is this helpful? Let me know. Let me know. You guys are showing mad love. All right. So we're going to, again, we have our reference point at the end of the eyebrow and where the V kind of ends. So we're going to come in with our clipper closed. I'm going to do this side a little faster since I walked you guys through the other one. So go right around the ear, drop it towards the back. Boom. Now we're going to use our trimmer. Shave down the bottom. Now our next step, we'll take it even closer to the skin with our shaver. All right, next, we're going to come in, lever all the way open, and we're going to begin our fading up process. You see, I'm giving myself enough room to blend. Every guideline that I create, we're doing it about a ½ inch above the previous. About a ½ inch above the previous. All right, so next, we're going to go with our one guard open. Very easy. And we're just working our way up with our 2 guard lever open. Manny, you got anybody after him? Uh-huh. Are you leaving? You leaving, Manny, after that? Oh, okay, okay. Huh? I was just asking because he was looking for a cut. That's why I was asking. There you go. Now we're going to go 3 guard open. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to, do something different. And now we're going to go ahead and blend down. So we're going to move down to our 1.5 lever open. Now for our next step, as you can see below that 1.5, we have a faint line that's above the lever open guideline we created. So we're going to go 1/2 guard open. Let me zoom in a little for you guys. Boom. See, it's starting to fade right out. Now we're going to bring it down all the way to the back. Now we have that last initial bald line that we created at the beginning. So we're going to come in with our clipper closed and begin erasing that out. And every time we move up into the fade, you'll see me open up that lever notch by notch. And one thing you don't want to be scared to do is bend the client's ear down. I know when I first started cutting hair, that was a weird feeling. I felt like I was hurting the client or making them uncomfortable. And for the most part, most clients, are okay with it. But and it helps get behind the areas you need to. That don't hurt you, Justin, does it? Oh yeah, the cauliflower ears. Yeah, them are tough. Those ones are hard. I can't lie. Yeah, those ones will hurt them if you bend it. So I'm gonna come back with my 3 guard just in this front area. I like to keep the C cup area at about a 3 or a 4. I find it keeps it short enough but dark enough, to line up and last. So just like we did on the other side.
You said the hair texture matters on which guard you use.
For the most part, everyone's at like a 3. Yeah. So we're gonna give ourselves a reference point at the top and then at the bottom, and then connect those in the middle. Now we'll go to the bottom. Boom. Now we have our nice C cup outlined. Zoom out a little bit for you guys. All right, so to blend into this weight where we left off with the 3, just like we did on the other side, clipper over comb. And to show you guys from a front angle, let me focus up. So from a front angle, this is what my comb would look like. I would come in and flare out. This is going to create that wedge that maintains the weight up here without completely shaving that down. Boom. And we're going to have our lever all the way open on our clipper. And just lightening it up. And you can already see how easily that's starting to blend. And we're going to do the same thing moving back here. So this is a little bit of at a weird angle because of the camera. So I'm going to come up against it like this. Boom. Let's go ahead and dust our client off. Let me know, you guys enjoying the raw content, raw organic, no edits. See exactly what it is in real time. I know I'm enjoying it. So now we're going to use our thinning shears. So we're going to come in and scoop out. Just making that blend nice and gradual. Little by little, step by step. Boom. That's a clean blend right there. Now what we're gonna do before we move on to like the front lineup, because we are gonna line up the front and trim the beard, we want to start our blend into the beard. Give you guys a closer look here. Yeah, W Stream for real. I appreciate it. Long time subscriber. Thank you. What time? What's the time on the clock in your hand? I have no idea, my brother. To get rid of the mass above for blending, you go into the bog back and down instead of kind of going to the bog. All right. So to start blending into the beard, we're gonna come in clipper closed. Then we're gonna go lever open. Now let's grab our one guard, lever all the way open. Boom. You guys see how easy that was? And then we'll lower this down to a 2 when we get into the beard. So now what we're gonna do though is we're gonna get into its front lineup. Now we don't do too much with this front lineup. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Focus this up. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these clips. And clip up that front. We're gonna brush these, comb or brush these hairs down. And this is just gonna add some strength to the front line, which also gives it density as well. And now what I do see is a faint line here as well as here. So I'm gonna come in with my one guard, make sure I'm not in the way for you guys. And I'm gonna detail that just a little bit. And that's what it's about. Remember, haircuts don't always come out perfect on the first attempt. Sometimes you have to put in detail. And you can already see how much more blended it looks. What quality is it showing up for you guys right now? It should be 1080. It should be 1080. If it's not, look at your settings and turn it up to 180. Can you pull up YouTube and see what the quality looks like? I'm gonna check on his phone to see what the quality is looking like. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Your YouTube, right?
Yeah, the Dreclipperhands.
Oh shit, so far on the preview.
Yeah, on the thumbnail always looks fire like that. Go ahead and make it full screen real quick, like this right here, and then turn it to the side. Let me see. Oh yeah, brother, this look 4K. I don't know if you can't see it 1080, then I'm not sure what's going on. It's 720p max for all streams you did. The other two streams I did were 720. This one should not be. I just checked on his phone. 720 the highest. That's weird, y'all. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I just checked his and it looked 1080, so I'm not sure. But anyway, now let's get into the front lineup. So we're gonna go ahead and start in the middle and then work our way towards the corner. Boom. Trying to keep it as natural as we can. You don't want to dig into it more than you need to create a straight, sharp line. Now there's some excess weight here, so what I'll do is some trim over comb just to lighten it up a little bit. Boom. Now we're gonna go to the other side and bring that straight across. Showing 720, but it does look a lot higher quality than that. Not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. 720 would look like dots. I ain't gonna lie to you. So now we're gonna go from the middle to that corner. Man, they try to say it looks 720. I said, bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way. As you can see, all we did is just strengthen up the front, not too much. Give it an outline, give it a nice little frame. Boom. Now, once we go ahead and do that, what we are going to do, let me go ahead and pull this out of frame a little more. We're going to go ahead and unclip the top. And we're going to dampen the hair. We're going to comb it all forward. I want to get it back to how he would naturally wear it or normally wear it, so we can make sure that the transition from the sides to the top, looks good. Boom. Now we're going to use some thinning shears just to clean it up a little more. Boom. Now let's go ahead and look at the other side. There we go. Now that slight weight line there at the top, we're going to go ahead and thinning shear over comb it. Boom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the diffuser. Now what this is going to do is dry the curls without blowing them in all direction and cause frizz, right? This is going to dry it, allow the curls to be more defined in the process. And we're going to do a medium heat. Oof, that thing gets hot, bruh. Do I prefer wired or cordless clippers? I notice it being below 1080 watching on my tablet. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. I prefer cordless all day though, bro. Corded in 2025, low key a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just looking at it from your guys' lens real quick. This haircut, looking good, looking good. Now we'll go ahead and detail style this here at the end. But now what we're going to do is get into the beard. All right. Let's go ahead and turn them this way. There we go. Let me just go ahead and double check the quality on my phone real quick. I'm gonna do this live in front of y'all. Let's go to the YouTube channel. Boom. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at it through. Let me see through my phone, and the quality's looking good, y'all. Maybe it might be the internet connection if it's not looking the cleanest. All right. So let's get into the beard. What we're going to do is lower the beard down to a 2 open. This is going to allow the beard to stay nice and dark while getting rid of all the stragglers. All right. So we're going to go 2 guard, lever open here, and we're going to lower down the beard. Now I'm going to close it just at this part right here to blend a little more. Boom. So now we'll go to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. You said what?
It's like, bro, learn something. I'm like, bro, like, you outside shit? I'm like, bro, I only got a month, man. I don't know what you talking about.
I'm just going through the beard, making sure that it's all truly even. Going to straight up a little bit. So now that we went through and lowered the beard, I always like to take the mustache slightly lower than the rest. So we're gonna go with our 1 guard, lever all the way open, and we're gonna go with the grain of the beard. All that means is downward, right? Because if we were to come up like this, it would be shorter. So if we go with the grain, it'll keep it slightly fuller. Boom. So for the mustache, our goal here is just to get the hair off of the lip, nothing too crazy. Boom. As you can see, we just cleaned it up. Now what we're gonna do for framing out the bottom of the beard is I like to recline the client. So go ahead, get our headrest in place. Give me 1 second, don't break your neck. All right, go and chair it back on there. And we're gonna begin framing out the bottom. All right, this is what's gonna make the beard look denser, more full. Let's go ahead and focus that up. So we wanna go ahead and comb it all out. And you'll notice on his beard line, if you look at it naturally, it has a round bottom line. All right, so this is the line that we're going to follow. I can force a square, but what I would have to do with his jawline is take it super high, and we don't want that. So we're gonna start in the back here, keeping all the lines as natural as we can. All right, don't push it in. You don't want the regrowth to be insane. So now we're gonna go to the Adam's apple. Boom. Boom. You see how we just cleaned it up slightly, not too much. Now let's go ahead and go to the other side, and we're gonna do the same exact thing. That blend looking super nice, y'all. Let me know what you think down in the chat. So we're gonna go from the Adam's apple, following that natural line. And one thing we have to be careful with on his beard is you can see how the hair kind of bunches up in this area. And that's because he has a cowlick here, or like a swirl here. So we don't want to cut it at an angle to where we're just going to patch an entire section. So I'm trying to keep it as wide as we can. And then I'll come in with a smaller guard so we can match the rest of the beard. That swirl goes crazy, bro. Boom. Now I'm going to grab a one guard with the lever open. And I'm going to start carefully lowering this so we can match the rest of the beard. And it doesn't look like a super dense spot. So that made it a little better. But as I get towards the bottom of the beard, I'm just going to use a bigger guard, like our 1.5. I'm just lowering that specific area. But you see how it already matches the rest of the beard and looks a whole lot better? And that's all it is, man. If you can solve clients' issues and clients' problems, you have a higher likelihood of getting them to return and rebook with you, all right? That's in any business. If you solve other people's problems, you'll never have to worry about money. Boom. Now we're going to come in with our shaver. That was a gem, ain't it? That was kind of fire what I just said. I ain't gonna lie. Boom. So now I'm gonna recline them just a little more, and we're gonna use the razor on the front line. So I'm gonna have you go with me, back with me. Ready? Boom. Let's go and lower this camera for you guys. really live with it, y'all. Trying to bring something different, more organic content. Boom. So now what I like to use as a product on the beard line is this right here, which is called a Chazap or liquid razor. And I wipe it right on the beard line. And while I do the razor work along the front hairline and wherever else, I let this dry. All right. And when I come in with the razor, it allows me to get that nice white line to ensure that both sides are even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a neck strip. Now I'm running out, so I have to dump this onto a neck strip, but it has a spray thing at the top usually. Put that on a neck strip, and we just wipe it right on the beard line. Same thing on the other side. Boom. Now I'm going to change out this razor, so I'm going to face the camera this way. If I can do it, hold on. There we go. There we go. Nice to see y'all, man. So we have our razor. Now there's a couple different razors that you might have, right? You might have like a regular slide razor. You might have a Turkish razor where you have to break off these ends here. But for me, I feel like that takes a little too much time. So I have a regular one, and I just put it right in the handle and then slide it down just like that. All right. What's up? What's up? Just gonna put this camera back in place. Boom. Now, when using the razor, you always want to stretch the skin in the opposite direction of that you're using the razor, right? So let me go ahead and close this. So if I'm coming up with the razor like this, I want to pull the skin away from it. This is going to create tension in the skin so we don't, cut or nick or irritate the client. So we're going to pull the skin and then come the opposite way, right to that line. Boom. And now, since we're already here, I'm going to go ahead and line up the top of the beard in this angle. Now, I don't usually line up a beard when a client's reclined. But the reason I'm going to do it is because I've been cutting Justin for a while, and I know where his line is best at. But if it wasn't, I think sitting a client upwards and looking at them straight on is the best way to do it. But realistically, all we're trying to do is create a nice C motion that kind of follows the shape of the C cup, all right? So for reference points, if we follow the end of where that C cup ends and establish that line at the top, there we go. And then establish that line at the bottom of the cheek. So I'm going to have you blow a bubble for me. There we go. Now establishing that line. Now what we have to do is just connect those 2 points. Boom. Now, don't be a lazy barber, all right? You want to go ahead and wipe away that initial line and then go back and reline it, okay? This is just going to ensure that we have a actually crisp line, because the first one really is a lot of loose hair that you shaved off and then, dead skin, really. So, boom. So now we know we have a truly sharp beard line, and now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing, okay? So we'll go ahead and turn them this way. Fix this camera angle for you guys. Canelo or Crawford? Bro, listen, I don't watch boxing, but if I gotta pick one, I gotta go with Canelo. I know you guys hear it in the background though. Boom. So like I said before, stretch the skin in the opposite direction and then hit that with the razor. Boom. Very simple, very easy. So now this angle is a little difficult with the camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit them up and line up that front of the beard. So let me go ahead and put y'all in position. All up in my grill real quick. All right, so I'm gonna have you sit up with me. Ready?
Good.
Boom. There we go. It's looking a little crooked, y'all. My bad, my bad. Hold on. Okay. So now we're gonna find the widest point at the top of the beard and the highest point at the bottom. So we're gonna establish that line up top. Now I'm gonna have you blow a bubble. Highest point at the bottom. Okay. Now, as you can see, we have to connect this middle section. Boom. Nice, crisp, clean beard line. Now let's just go ahead and get rid of the excess above. Wipe away that initial line, and then we'll go ahead and reline it. This isn't the actual fight, right? They fight later.
Yeah, I think so.
Boom. Now we're gonna go ahead and clean up his mustache. Does the quality of the blade and the razor matter? Absolutely. I have a terrible pack of Dorcos right now. Usually I get Dorco Primes and they're pretty consistent. So I'm gonna be tucking your lip for me. Go and tucking your lip again. Boom. Adjust this camera one more time. All right, so as you guys can see, we did like a mohawk slash burst fade. Turn them around this way. Go ahead and focus this up so you guys can see it. Go ahead and give you guys a closer look real quick. Trying not to disconnect the cords from the stream. So give me 1 second. Boom. So we have a nice clean burst. Shake you up in the camera. Fist bump, fist bump. I can't even see you, Dre. There we go. Boom. Nice clean burst fade. Going to show you guys the other side. My hand's shaking, y'all. This camera heavy. Weak. I need to get in the gym. All right, y'all. If this video helps you, make sure you leave a like, drop a comment, share it with somebody you think it would help. But like always, I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you next time.